Chapter 9. Power of Love.
Thank you, my friend, because your words are amazing,
said Arif.
I truly believe I'm understanding more of this story as I listen to it for the second time.
Storyteller smiled at him and replied,
The truth gets presented to us in so many ways, and by so many different teachers, which has been evident throughout history, because as the Kybalion states, when the ears of the student are ready to hear, then cometh lips to fill them with wisdom. That wisdom came through beautifully in the songs that you have just heard, which were written by songwriters who were still very young in their years. The knowledge of the game of life is not reserved just for the old, but comes to us at many stages throughout our lives. We remember, we forget. We remember, we forget, we forget, we forget, we remember. And it goes on and on. Deep within and around you, Arif, your soul is the vessel of all knowledge, which is true for all of us. All it takes sometimes for us to access that incredible knowledge is to be reminded by someone's words or actions that it exists within us. Your lips will speak words to others with so much more clarity and understanding than mine, because people are all different in how they receive these messages. That is why it is so necessary to have so many teachers, and I am so pleased that you are relating to this story, but I would like to confirm once again that I am just a storyteller, conveying the messages that the illumined ones are speaking through me. Without them, there would be no story.
Game Changer asked with his cheeky grin.
Did the illumined ones tell you to use music in the story?
No, that was my touch.
He laughed.
I thought I would take this opportunity to use music to give more depth to the words I use in this story, as I know that this book will also be published in an audio version, which opens the door to unlimited opportunities of connection with others.
How do you know it will be an audiobook, they asked, and he replied chuckling.
Because I have written it into the story.
They all laughed once again.
Can you create whatever you like in this book?
Lotus asked.
Yes, we all can, in the stories that we write for our own lives.
Replied Storyteller, enjoying the opportunity to answer this question.
Why limit ourselves to a small, unadventurous life, when we can magnify it to one of brilliance, excitement, and magnificence? Remember,
he went on to say,
our world is mental, and was created mentally by the All, and within its infinite awesome imagination, we also create our own life experiences mentally, as we play the greatest game of all.
There was silence as everyone absorbed his words, and so Storyteller then broke their contemplation by shouting excitedly.
Well, don't you think it's fantastic that we can create whatever we desire, not only for our lives, but for our world?
And the team, accompanied by millions, shouted back, yes, yes, yes. And he replied with passion.
Those feelings you are experiencing now of wonder, awe, and gratitude for being alive is the praise that the masters have spoken about. What greater praise is there than to play the game of life with elevated vibrations of joy, happiness, and awareness? To explore the magnificence of nature, the oceans, the mountains, the deserts, the skies, the creatures large and small, and see and feel within every fiber of your body the pure and utter brilliance of the All's creation. Is it not brilliant?
He implored them all, and they answered with even more jubilation and celebration. Yes, 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 oh my God, yes, and he said with a grin on his face,
Welcome to the orgasm of life.
And they cheered and danced, because now they were beginning to know who they were and who they wanted to be. The team once again found themselves in a huddle, holding each other as if there were no tomorrows, and as they calmed down, they once again focused on Storyteller.
Why do you say it when referring to the All?
Asked Teresa, with a concerned tone in her voice, and he replied,
The All is not of gender as we know it, but is living infinite mind and consciousness, the most powerful energy that could ever exist. Due to the limitation of our finite minds, we describe God as the energy of love, because love is the most powerful feeling of joy we can ever experience. Do you think that love, or God, or the All, or whichever name you prefer to use, could truly be manlike as it has been gendered to be in the scriptures?
No, not when you put it that way.
Teresa replied.
I just thought it might be offensive to God. But I now understand, by the way you describe the All, that there is no judgment, because that could not exist in the pure essence of love.
Exactly.
Replied Storyteller, looking proudly at her for her wise choice of words.
And this brings us to life's greatest question. What is love?
He looked at them with intense eyes, as he said,
Love is much more than you can ever imagine. It is not that tiptoe through the tulips feeling, or the righteous do-gooder perception of love, or I fancy you a lot so I must be in love. It is in fact a name we have used to describe the most powerful, inspiring, magnificent, blissful, and divine energy we know of as the All. And it is through this highest vibration of energy that life as we know it was created. Is that not awesome?
He said quickly, and not waiting for an answer, he continued.
Is that more than you could ever imagine it to be? Because love is the highest energy of life, and ultimately is the power of creation. When you love life, you love the All. And when you despise life, you deny the existence of the All living within you. We all have a need to be loved, including plants, animals, and naturally our human race, because we are all unconsciously seeking our way back to the absolute source of the energy of love, to experience, once again, the blissfulness of the All. This is what the greatest game of all is all about, as we move step by step, lifetime by lifetime, until we reach a certain lifetime when the magnificence of our soul completely takes over our mind self. Our wisdom and actions then become those of the All. So do you now understand the amazing mastery and power that was obtained by those we now call masters, prophets, and messengers of gods, who after their lifetimes ascended directly to the spiritual plane so that they could continue the game of life on much higher levels than ours? Their power and ability to do miracles were acquired when they had achieved the levels of superhuman and overhuman in the great mental plane. But many of them chose to stay in their bodies here on earth to help humankind evolve towards God by telling miraculous stories of hope, joy, and eternal life as well. They didn't stay here to create religions that fought and killed over each other's perceptions of their stories. In all truth, they are dismayed at how their words have been misused over the centuries to form enormous and wealthy organizations that rule over the masses by teaching that God punishes those who disobey their rules. Love, being the pure energy of the All, exists in everything that you can see and not see in our universe, and is the essence that binds us all together as one. When we swim in the ocean, we swim in love. When we breathe in air, we breathe in love. When we climb a mountain, we climb a mountain of love. Nothing can exist outside of the All, so the All must exist in everything. And so I'm repeating what the prophets have all said. We are all as one. We are all made of the same stuff.
Storyteller then said.
Listen and feel this song, because it speaks the truth.
And the people did, as they danced and sang together, with a greater understanding about the joy, wonder, and miracle of life.
Can you feel it?
He shouted, and the multitudes cried back yes, as they all sang along with the song lyrics that appeared on their cinema screens and in their books. He smiled with happiness as he cried out again.
I can't hear you.
And they cried back blissfully, yes, 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 oh my God, yes. Now feeling ecstatic, he said with his typical sense of humor,
I have been told that there is no physical union that could ever match the orgasm of life, but I believe we should always keep making love, because practice makes perfect. Don't you all agree?
And there was a thunderous roar of approval as the world laughed and continued to sing the song together. Storyteller then said,
This feeling of love that we are all sharing now is exactly the same passion that baby boomers felt when they started the flower power movement. They still had an innate memory in their souls of the horrors of the Second World War, and so they placed tulips down the barrels of guns and wore flowers in their hair as a defiant gesture to the establishment. Make love not war was their battle cry, which shocked their parents and grandparents because making love was not spoken about, as it was a taboo subject, limited to the privacy of a married couple's bedroom. Anything outside of that was considered sinful by the religious organizations and was embedded in the psyche of all communities. Music and art were the catalysts that helped baby boomers to express their disapproval of war and their united rebellion against the never-ending rules and regulations that limited their lives. The youth of that age didn't have any say, but still could be sent to a war they knew nothing about. Conscription left them with no choices, and they were tired of the don't do this and don't do that rules they were expected to live by without any say in them.
People all around the world were now starting to get an idea of where Storyteller was leading them as they reflected on their lives and saw similar events happening today as there were then. Many asked themselves, do I have freedom? And realized the mind conditioning of their societies and of their own minds truly did limit their abilities to love and express their lives with total freedom. They also understood that Storyteller was not exaggerating about the imminent danger that their planet faced, and it was time to take a serious look at what was happening in the world and become a part of the solution, no matter how large or small it may be. Lotus asked Storyteller, who appeared to be lost in thought.
Does the all approve of making love before marriage?
He took a moment and then replied,
As I have said before, the all does not make judgment, but only observes, which is a state of mind we should all adopt in our lives. Instead of judging an action, observe it first and then ask yourself, does this action fit into who you want to be? And if it is, then do it. And if not, then don't. That is truly giving yourself freedom.
Storyteller then continued in a more serious manner.
My friends, it's time for me to challenge some of your deepest beliefs that have been passed down to you throughout many centuries. It is essential for you to question what is right for yourselves and not blindly follow the doctrine of others if we are to have any chance to save our world. The institution of marriage was created by humankind and not by the all, and so it is religion that has called sex before marriage a sin. In some ways, it did serve a purpose to stop unwanted pregnancies long before any contraception methods were discovered, and it also kept some semblance of order in uncivilized societies. However, once the pill became available for women, they were sexually liberated, because no longer did they have to rely on the word of a man, that he was being careful not to make them pregnant. After all, who would believe a man in a moment of passion?
He asked, and women from all around the world smiled and nodded their heads in total agreement.
In the more advanced societies than ours, marriage does not exist because they understand that it is very difficult to give a vow that we will love and honor someone for the rest of our lives, because we are continually evolving and growing. When people marry, they come into each other's lives willingly and joyfully, but somewhere down the track for many people, the feeling of ownership becomes embedded into their relationship, with conditions and rules being applied from both parties, or even worse, from just one controlling party. The consequences are that they subsequently limit each other's individuality and freedom to be who they want to be. In fact, for many, they have so completely lost touch with themselves that they have forgotten the wonderful and exciting dreams they once had for their lives. A feeling of being taken for granted creeps in, and with that comes the feeling of being unloved and undervalued. It is no surprise, then, that if someone who is feeling unloved receives an opportunity of love, romance, excitement, and respect from outside their marriage, a relationship quickly develops, with divorce of their marriage generally being the conclusion. In the Western world, divorce statistics average approximately between 40% to 70%, with so much heartbreak and tragedy scattered throughout those statistics. To the married couples who are watching or reading this story, then I would say, look once again deep into the eyes of your partner and remember the passion that existed in the early days of your romance. Remember how the joy of being in love made everything in life appear more alive and colorful. The beauty of walks in a park, strolling with your feet in the ocean, watching a sunset, dancing with no inhibitions, and making love ecstatically with your hearts and minds, bodies and souls. This is the higher vibration of love, when both of you truly wanted to share life and help fulfill each other's dreams. If this is still in your relationship, then cherish it and keep it in the foremost of your minds. But if it is not, then try to recapture it by walking those steps again. If this is not possible, then thank each other for the love you once shared, and then part as special friends, because you have both fulfilled the purpose of your involvement in each other's story.
So what about the children of broken relationships?
Teresa asked with a concerned voice, and Storyteller replied,
Children are far better off to have two happy parents who are separated than two unhappy parents who stay together begrudgingly. Another important thing to remember is that all children choose their parents specifically to experience different situations in their lives. One of the misconceptions in life is an expectation that our romantic partner should be making us happy, and if they no longer do that, then they are failing to deliver in the relationship. The truth is that no one is responsible for our personal happiness, because that responsibility is ours, and ours alone. It is very important to stand back and observe our lives from time to time to see if we are still on the path of who we want to be, and not what society wants us to be. If we are not following our personal path, then change it, because it is then that we truly taste freedom. We are here to experience happiness and joy in life, and not to be imprisoned by cultural and religious dogma. The All has given us the freedom to choose and create what we want for our lives. The choice of how great or how small that is, or how free or shackled we are, or how happy or unhappy we are, is entirely up to us.
The team were looking stunned at these revelations, because they did challenge many of their beliefs, and yet they knew his words contained unspoken truth.
So, What do the advanced societies have instead of marriage?
A bewildered-looking fempower asked.
They have the freedom to move in and out of relationships at will, because love for them contains no feelings of ownership, and as such no jealousies exist between them. They are aware that we are all as one, and each of them rejoice in the happiness of each other, as they experience different aspects of love through one another. Sex to them is not a filthy word, or something to be shamefully hidden away as it is in our society, but in fact it is revered as a joyous gift that brings two beings together, expressing their love through and within each other, sensually and ecstatically. Body to body, heart to heart, mind to mind, and soul to soul. Could there be anything else so beautiful?
He asked, and the multitudes gasped no. Storyteller then continued.
The children that are joyfully born from these unions are raised by the elders, as they are the only ones considered to have the wisdom, to enlighten them with the knowledge and consciousness to live their lives with freedom. They are taught at a very young age the higher understanding, that to hurt someone else is to hurt themselves, which ultimately hurts their community, because they are all as one. It is time for our world to understand that we are beings of love, who are continually seeking even higher experiences of love on our journeys back to the source of love. Everything we see, feel, hear, and touch has been made from the highest vibration of love, the all. To treat others as you would have them treat you is the very essence of love. Give love, and you will receive love. Love our planet, and our planet will love us back. Love our enemies, and our enemies will love back. Because how can enemies exist in the presence of love? Love each other's differences, and there will be no differences because we are all one. Does this make sense to you all?
He cried out, and they all cried back with joy, yes.
I can't hear you.
He shouted with tears in his eyes, and millions of people answered with thunder in their voices, yes, 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 oh my God, yes, as they all started to sing along with the chorus.